Hi everybody, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to Just Add Ginger and thank you so much for clicking on this video. It's been, I don't even know how long it's been, 3 months?
Ages.
3 months since I last uploaded a video. But today we are here with Eric's 18-month update. He's actually having a nap at the moment, which is the reason it's so quiet. It's the only time we really get to film. He might wake up in the middle of this, in which case we'll bring him down, but hopefully he sleeps all the way through it. If I'm seeming a bit off, I literally have no idea how to function as a human being currently. For the last week, Eric has had impetigo, so we have kind of been housebound. Well, we have been housebound, so I don't remember what it's like to function on a day-to-day basis other than in and around the house. We went out later on in the afternoon yesterday, and I was so jumpy. Everything kind of threw me off because I forgot what it was like to be in a car, around people. So hopefully this video will stay on the straight and narrow in terms of what I'm talking about, but if it doesn't, you will know why. Eric turned 18 months on the 2nd of October, so he's just a little bit, 18 months in a few days.
Yeah.
Now.
A week.
We were going to film this video last weekend and he got ill, so we didn't.
Yeah.
So not too far off the 18-month mark, but a lot has changed since his 12-month update, and I even wrote a whole thing of notes that I'm now just gonna have to screw up and throw away because this whole week has changed everything again. So let's start off. Put sleeping down to start off with first. Up until last week?
Thursday last week? Well, no, it was the Thursday before, wasn't it?
Up until a week or so ago, Eric was a really good sleeper. He would sleep 12 to 13 hours a night, depending on what time you put him down in the evening and also what his naps were like in the day. He did drop a nap in between, I can't remember when it was, in between 12 and 18 months. I can't exactly remember when. So he was having one nap a day, and that was usually 1.5 to 2 hours. Again, depending on what we'd been doing and how his previous night's sleep had been. Now, it's gone to pot. So, currently, actually I had one question to include in this update from my friend who asked about the 18-month sleep regression, and when I was making my notes, it hadn't hit us, and now we're in the full throes of a sleep regression. So this is all, everything has come at once. We feel like October has just been shit so far, and the end of September. But Eric's currently going through a sleep regression and a little bit of separation anxiety when it comes to sleeping. So we're playing it by ear. Every day is different. So now, I can only speak from the past week or so, he'll go down for maximum of an hour's nap. Maximum. That's all I've been able to get out of him for the past week. And usually a majority of that leading up to him going down is him just standing in the cot screaming, which isn't the nicest thing to listen to, but we know he's tired and needs to go down. But I was saying this before we filmed this video, I think in terms of parenting, this past week has been one of the hardest weeks I've had. I've cried so much this week, more than I have at any other point of being a mum so far. It has been so difficult, and it's mainly because he is fighting his sleep, and I'm finding it really difficult at the moment, because he's a baby who needs sleep. He always has been. If he doesn't, he's a little
so
for the rest of the day. We just can't do anything, but he will not go down without a fight. So now he's getting a maximum of an hour's sleep at a time. We're so lucky if it goes over. I mean, he's asleep now, but I don't know how long he's going to sleep for.
10 seconds.
So it means I'm not getting anything done, and I'm having to rush myself to do everything. Even just being in the house this week has just been a nightmare because I feel like I've done nothing except for look after him, which is great because he needs it, but I'm so tired. I'm so tired. And
he's not had full he's not had full night's sleep either.
No.
So because the Infatigo's been on the face, we've moved to like take the dummy off him because he doesn't really need it, because
No.
he does go down for naps and he does sleep without it.
Yeah.
But even so, whether this is a part of the 18-month regression, the Infatigo, the teething, or the lack of a dummy, he'll sleep maybe 2 hours, then he'll cry and have a little tiny bit of a wail. We basically wake up, look at the, because we've got a good video monitor,
Yeah.
see that he's still half asleep, and basically allow him to settle himself. But that means we, as humans, have not had like a good block of sleep in one lot. We've had like an hour, 2 hours at a chunk, then 15-minute, well, no, it's not 15, it's like 5 minutes, but it wakes you up and interrupts your sleep, and then it's just been, it's been hard, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And then the day's been worse again for you, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, we never like to say how he slept before, because it's just a sensitive subject, because obviously babies sleep differently. But oh Jesus, it hit us like a ton of bricks. Just, I mean, before the Impetigo, he was teething really badly. It seems like in between 12 and 18 months, every single tooth that he has left to come through, which is nearly all of them, has come through at once. So it's been a constant stream of teething, which he's dealt with really well. I mean, I can't imagine what it feels like to get all your teeth in, especially the amount he's getting through at once. But we've had that to contend with, and then two and a bit weeks ago, we ended up going to A&E with him because his temperature spiked and we didn't have a clue what to do really. And he's fine. It just, we don't know.
The standard answer any doctor can give you is, you know, he must have been viral. And then we're like, oh, well, never mind. And this is about coming on for like, because we had to a little bit of waiting while we were waiting for the out of hours. So it ends up about 9ish. And so she goes, oh, well, you know, you probably get there and you might be there for a few hours and they might just send you home, but good luck. And that was it, like.
And that's how it ended. We were there until the early hours of the morning.
4 o'clock in the morning.
And it was just getting to that point where we weren't being seen, so we obviously weren't a priority, and all these emergency cases kept coming through, and of course they have to be seen first. So we knew our place to be seen was even further down the more emergencies came in. So Eric was knackered, we were knackered.
At the end of it, his temperature had gone down, and effectively I was saying that, well, by the time we get seen, we'll be able to say to the doctor, oh, it's alright, he's healed, because he's been that long.
That seems like it went on forever. Basically, he was good at sleeping, now he's not so good. We're dealing with it, we're knackered, there's coffee, the end. Eating, that was next on my list. Eating has also changed. Again, he was brilliant at eating before this past week. Loved berries, loved blueberries, loved raspberries, partial to a blackberry from time to time, quite like strawberries, loved banana. You could put nearly anything in front of him and he'd give it a go. If he didn't like it, that was great, because he'd tell you, but at least he'd try.
Yeah.
Now it seems like we've had a food regression as well as a sleep regression. And it was obviously understandable because he wasn't feeling well in the teeth and everything else, but he's basically been living off of mush.
Yeah.
He went off nearly everything. Ryan had to do emergency Tesco runs because I was running out of food. Because the minute I'd give him one thing for one day, the next day he'd go off it, so that was even more limiting to what I could give him. So he's been kind of eating, and up until last night really, he was eating the Ella's Kitchen pouches. You can get like the little breakfast things with like yoghurt and baby rice. He was still eating yoghurt, but that's really soft. He'd gone off toast, so I couldn't give him that. He wasn't really eating banana, so he was eating a little bit of banana. He was eating those Heinz biscotti, which I loathe giving to him in great amounts because they're so full of sugar. But he just, anything to get like some kind of nutritional anything into him. He went from drinking loads of water to drinking not a lot of water. So I didn't know if it was more of an independence thing, because he is obviously getting older now. So I bought some different kind of beakers off Amazon. And he's playing around with them. One I just can't figure out, so complete bust. But the other one he's kind of using, I'm trying to teach him. It's very messy, but I mean, that seemed to work better. But it's just been an absolute You know, like when everything is just going so smoothly, and you're like, at some point, this is going to go wrong. This is the time. This is the time where everything that we knew about being a parent to Eric has gone down the shitter. I don't have a clue what I'm doing anymore. Everything seems to change, and I'm just like swimming, flailing in the water this week to try and keep up with what it is that I'm meant to be doing.
This video, if we would have filmed it, say 2 weeks ago, would have been a different video completely, because we would have been like, yeah, it's fantastic, blah blah blah, and now it's just like, yeah, we don't know what it's going to be like day to day. I mean, there's appetite to come back like last day or two.
Yeah, last night was the.
Yeah, he's ate more solid stuff, like you're saying. Last night we went. I was in work very very early, so I got to leave early. So in the afternoon we went out just because obviously Jacqueline's been stuck in the house and so is Eric, and we managed to go out like in the afternoon, and we had a coffee and he had some toast, bit of your panini, I think.
Yeah.
And then in this morning I did like scrambled eggs. He had some of that, and he had toast. So we're hoping things that have got a bit more bite are back on the menu. Yeah. And now he's got more teeth, he can eat more stuff like that.
Yeah, it's just figuring out what his current tastes are. So it's a bit trial and error at the moment with the food. But there you go. Oh, teeth. Eric has many. We cannot see how many, but he has many. Back ones, front ones, side ones, bottom ones, top ones.
Middle ones.
Middle ones. He's got a lot of teeth. And again, it's been absolutely horrendous. I think we've kind of bought the local supermarket supply of Calpol, ibuprofen, teething powder.
Ambisol by the gallon.
Ambisol by the gallon. Just, oh God. Again. It's just one of those things. And I kind of knew, I should have known it was coming, because before he turned 12 months, he had one tooth. That was it. One tooth. And now he's, I tried to get in his mouth to count them. I think he's probably got about 12. Which, if you think about it, is a hell of a lot of teeth to get in 6 months.
Yeah, honestly.
He's managed it really well. He's been dribbling constantly. I mean, this week has been awful as well because of everything else. But the other day I changed him 3 times because he just dribbled through everything. He's not the best at managing the teething in terms of his mood because the sleep is affected. So naps, again, have been all over the place for that reason. So we've had to miss out on classes because he doesn't sleep. He's awful. So it's better to let him sleep and miss a class than go to a class and have to deal with tantrums because they've started. Yeah. Nobody tells you that, folks. But here's the truth. Eric started tantrums 14 months. Do you know what the first one was? It was over a fruit. Do you know what we had to do? Take him outside to calm him down. Oh my God. It was horrendous. I feel like I'm just moaning in this video, but this is the realities of parenthood. You don't know what you're doing.
Even when you think you do, and you get into a rhythm, it's only a matter of hours, weeks or days until
things
there's
change.
A big regression of some description that just throws you completely out. Because honestly, after like 4 months, we had him like sleeping through and stuff, and in his own room, and we were like, yeah, it's easy. And I think it was like 8-month regression. We were like, oh my God, what the hell's gone on? And then like after that, we got him back up to scratch. And 12 months, he's great. And then another regression. And what was it, like 14-month regression?
Seems like his whole life has been a regression.
And then like up to like 3 weeks ago, we were like, oh, brilliant. We've got such a good routine. Like I'd get home from work. He'd basically be on his like bedtime hour, and then I'd take him up, I'd read to him, and he'd literally just like go to sleep straight away. Now I basically read to him while he screams at me for like 20 minutes, and then I'll close the bedroom door and just stand outside and listen until he gives up and just goes to sleep. It's like naps. I mean, we're laughing now. Yeah, honestly, we're laughing now, and but it is so hard to have to listen to it. But you know, if you give up, it's not a competition. But if you let him win, it's not going to do him or us any good. So it's like it's psychologically traumatic as it feels while you're doing it. You just have to go with it. But honestly, like reading Hobbit, and it's like a shouting match. I'm literally having to like properly like read as loud as I can because he just will literally cry out because he.
Although you said last night.
Last night was like a miracle, but then he still woke up in the night a few times. So we were like, oh, so he didn't quite get it. But I was gonna say, he literally, I think what it is he's a lot more self-aware, and his intelligence seems to have like pumped up, and he's starting to like gabble a bit more. So he knows when it's bedtime. He knows what bedtime is. So when I say bedtime, he usually backs into a corner. He's like, no, 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 no. And then you try and like you take his hand, and as you're trying to walk him up towards the hallway to take him upstairs, his favourite trick is his legs stop working. He's just like,
That is the worst.
So then I ends up carrying him, and he cries the whole way up, get him changed and that. And then he calms down, he's quite happy, but then the minute he goes into the cot, he's like, oh, no, I don't want to go to bed.
Do you know what this...
No.
The past few months, when he seems to have developed so much more personality, has been really hard for me to try and figure out how the hell I'm meant to do things all over again. Because he used to be really good at climbing the stairs. Like he would do it and he would enjoy it, and obviously would supervise and praise him when he got to the top, and it was brilliant. Now he knows what going up the stairs means. So even if you want to try and convince him to go upstairs, like if I need the toilet, I can't get him to go up the stairs because he doesn't want to, because he thinks he's going to bed. And then if I say, come on Eric, Mummy needs a wee-wee, he will just not want to be picked up. So he'll drop to the floor onto his bottom, because he knows that if he just makes his legs go rigid, I can't pick him up. We've got a little travel cot downstairs that I call the pee pen, because literally it's there if I need a pee. So I'd have to try and haul him into that. And I can do it, and this arm has got muscles I never knew existed before. But it is just... I feel myself saying this every single time. I'm waiting for that point where he understands more what I'm saying, and I can take him upstairs with me to the toilet, or, you know, because at the moment his understanding is developing, but his association with certain things isn't. So it's really hard for me at the moment to get him to understand what I need him to do rather than what he thinks I want him to do, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. I can manage everything. I always can. There's nothing I find particularly difficult. It's just finding a new angle to see it from, like stepping out of myself.
Yeah.
To look at myself and see what I can do. Because even carrying him up the stairs, if he's having a tantrum,
it's just like he can throw himself anyway, and I mean it's like it's hard enough just with both hands holding him as tight as humanly possible. Like I just if he just arched his back the wrong way, you're just like, God.
Because he doesn't sleep in the pushchair anymore. He used to be really good at going to sleep in the pushchair. Like if we were out and about and he needed to nap, he would. Now if he needs to sleep, I just have to bring him home, because the only places he sleeps is in the car or in a bed that I would say his cot, but he will sleep in a bed that he knows is a bed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like a bed situation.
Because he still sleeps on his stomach with his arse in the air. That's the position he gets into when he wants to go to sleep. He will roll around in the night, but that's the cue for us to know, okay, he's going to go to sleep.
We'll look at the monitor and go, yeah, he's in the position. We're all right now.
The position. Yeah. Talking for ages and it stopped recording, and Eric's still asleep, which is a bloody miracle. It'd be nice if we could include him in this video a little bit, but God, I want him to stay asleep. So, clothing. Eric's always been a disproportionate child in terms of clothing. He's always been bigger on top. Like his top seems to... What am I trying to say? He seems to outgrow tops quicker than he outgrows bottoms.
Basically, his top is an 18 to 24 size, so arms and that. But his legs are still 12 to 18 almost.
Yeah, he's on the cusp, but he is getting there. I thought he'd caught up with himself and he hadn't, so he can still fit into some of his 12 to 18 month bottoms. 12 to 18, 18 to 24 does swamp him in the leg. He's got short legs, he's like me. Shorter legs to a longer body, so we do have to roll his trousers up quite a few times, or if he's in a what's it called, a sleep suit, the legs will just trail out behind him. So
not horrendously.
But like they have flappy like clown feet. So yeah, he's making clothes last, which is good. Except tops, which is not so good. Because obviously if it's something like a sleep suit, you have to get the bigger size because of his top half, and then his bottom half suffers the consequences because some of them have feet, so he's fine. It's just a bit frustrating because you can't always buy him sets of things because he won't get to wear them as a set.
We got him slippers though, so we can get ones with the cut off feet, so it's not too bad.
No. In terms of shoes, he's in a size 5 shoe. I don't know if that's big or small. Never had a kid before. He's got quite wide feet though. Every time we go to get his feet measured, he seems to get wider. So he's gonna have my feet as well, because I've got wide feet. But that's not an issue. It's just quite funny when you go to get him measured. And nappies, he's in size 5. I think he would still be kind of in a 4 at a push.
Tight. And if it was a big enough poo, it'd be a disaster.
Yeah. But I use the pull-ups because I have to now. And the 5 is quite roomy, which is good because it means I can get them on him easier. So, yeah, 5 nappies.
I use tab ones every now and then, and he's fine in a 5. So yeah, just to add my bit. Whee.
Nappy talk. Whee! Terms of the dummy.
Yeah.
He had the dummy. He had the dummy up until a week ago. You know what? I feel like I wanted to learn how to function, Jacqueline. For goodness' sake, I wanted to get him the bigger size dummy because I knew that some brands do an 18 to 36 month. Because the one that he had, I could see that it was getting too small for his mouth, and I was worried that he'd be able to chew the thing off or something. I found out that a lot of places don't sell 18 to 36 months, and it's probably because they don't really want babies to have dummies from 18 months. That's what I think anyway.
That's what it feels like, yeah.
So I ordered him some from Amazon, of course, good old Amazon. Always there if you're in a panic situation. And he had it for about a week, and now it's gone, and we're not going to give it back. I was always quite open-minded about him having it a bit older because I didn't want to take him away and he just turned into the devil child. But because he's had impetigo, it's not hygienic. I don't like the thought of it because the cover for the dummy kind of covers where the impetigo is, and I didn't want them to get irritated because he sleeps on his front. So we didn't know if partly the sleep thing was because his dummy was pressing into his face while his face was pressing into the mattress. So the dummy is now gone, in a nutshell. The dummy is gone. It's not coming back. It's gone to dummy heaven with all the other dummies that children have, outgrown. The dummy farm. The dummy farm where all the other dummies live. So yeah, that's gone. So we don't need to talk about that. That was next on my list. Favourites. Again, this constantly seems to change. Eric doesn't keep still at all, ever. It's very rare for him to sit still for more than 10 seconds at a time. If you take him to a class, he is the clown. When everyone else is trying to sit and look at something or sit quietly and have songs and rhymes, Eric will be the one to just run around the room and just cause absolute chaos. And it's fine, we wouldn't have him any other way. It just means he's quite difficult to please the majority of the time when it comes to toys. However, because he's had impetigo, I've had to clean everything. Just not anything over the top, just a little antibacterial wipe. Yeah. But I mean, I had to go through all of his toys, and in so doing, I switched them around a bit. So Eric has discovered toys that he actually likes. So we have a little, you can't see it, but I'm pointing to it anyway. A kind of, I don't know who it's by. Fisher Price? Yeah. Yeah, okay. It's like, I'll explain it. It's a boombox.
It's 8.
Toy. It's got little characters on the top. I think it's by Fisher Price.
It is Fisher
my head. So here you go. He got it for Christmas from
my mum.
From your mum and dad. And I'll just press one of these. This is what it does.
Also, if you swizzle this round, it does like an effect.
And that goes up and down as well, but it's quite difficult to
do.
Yeah. So yeah.
He used to just like this for, I don't break it, just pressing the buttons, but now he knows to.
Let's just turn this off.
Alright.
Just so it's not constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He puts the shapes in now, and he knows like which way they face and everything. So he'll tend to put them the right way round as well.
Yeah.
So he really likes this.
He really likes that. He's waking up. Anyway, he really likes that. He's also got his uncle and auntie last year. Was it last year for his birthday? Was his birthday this year? His birthday was this year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last
Birthday
year
was
he
this
was born.
Sorry. Bought him. They're called Toot Toot Drivers.
Oh yeah.
Like a little set, and he wasn't really interested in it. I don't really know what happened.
He just loves cars because it was. Do you know the one your parents got him, which got like a bit of a cage on it? That, and he loved rolling that around,
Yeah.
and then he picked the Toot Toots up.
Yeah, and then
And
he
he
just
just loves
started
them, loves
pushing them around the sofa. I mean, he doesn't make the noises, but he liked the kind of
Rolling
cause and
and
effect.
driving them, like yeah.
So my parents brought him some more, and then we've spoken to Santa, and Santa's bringing him some for Christmas. My parents bought him a few more little cars as well, so he's really enjoying those. He will actually try and build the track with me now. Normally it's me sitting on the carpet like an absolute fool, building track that then he just comes over and destroys.
Yeah.
But he will try because they've got little jigsaw kind of bits that stick together. Really crap at explaining. But he will try and help me out, and then we'll get a car and we'll drop it down the ramp, and then I'll make it, like I'll push it round the track itself. He quite likes that. He really likes this book, which is so bizarre. This is the only book, rub my face, this is the only book that he will happily go and get and bring to you repeatedly.
Yeah,
He loves it. It's called Hooray for Fish. It's by Lucy Cousins, and this is actually the second copy. My mum found it because the first one he absolutely destroyed.
We got the first one as a freebie, didn't we, from the
Yeah,
children's
from the
centre?
children's centre. I
It's
don't know
very
what
colourful.
it is. I don't know what it is about this book, but he just absolutely loves it.
Yeah, it's
But he'll stand there and listen. Normally, he'll just bring you a book,
and just flick pages.
give it to you, and flick pages, and then walk away. But this one, if you read it to him, he will stand and listen to it, which is lovely because it means that we actually get to have story time in the day again now, because we went through a stage where we couldn't. But it's just this. It's a really sweet book. It's just quite funny. I don't know why he likes it.
It's almost like a poem. The prose, and it's really good.
Yeah, it's a lovely little story.
Yeah, we like to read it.
So he really likes that book. Ryan's reading him The Hobbit.
He loves
at
The Hobbit.
bedtime. I tend to read him the Happy Family series by Alan Altberg. I don't know if you've read them.
I've read one or two.
And I've ordered him the audiobook of that, which is coming out next year. Good on Amazon again. Because he's got quite a few audiobooks that we do listen to from time to time in the car if we're going on journeys or he needs settling and things. But
I was quite lazy for a time, bedtime, and used to just put on an audio book instead of reading to him. But I've stopped that. That was probably a few months back. It's actually been... he definitely enjoys being read to more now. Whereas it was almost just like background noise for him to go to sleep against.
in terms of television, he still is Disney crazy. But it's on a rotation. So it'll go from Frozen to Tangled,
Moana.
to Moana, to Aladdin, back to Frozen, then maybe we'll skip it to Moana and then go back to Tangled. I'm trying to get him to like more because
The Incredibles, isn't he?
he quite likes Incredibles and he quite likes, it's not Disney but Sing.
Oh, Sing
We really
Takes.
love that film.
That film's great.
And I made him watch Jurassic Park the other day because I was losing the will to live with Disney constantly. So I made him watch one of my favourite films and he actually kind of paid attention to it in parts. I mean, I don't think he really understood. But he quite I can't think I get him to like Jurassic Park. And he might find it a bit scary when he understands what it's about.
When he was very young, he did used to like to watch Arnie films with me. He used to watch Predator, Total Recall, The Running Man, Commando, all that. But I don't think he'll sit through that with me, unfortunately.
I'm just trying to think. Oh, he really likes football.
Oh, he's really good. He's
As in playing, not watching.
Since like 10 months old, he's had amazing ball control. I'm crap at football, so I don't know where he gets it from. But yeah, you can literally, in the summer, he'd be able to walk the length of the garden and just maintain the ball and like walk around with it. And even in the house, he's still like that. But his new favourite thing is throwing instead now, picking stuff up and throwing it.
Anything.
Yeah. Fragile or not.
I know we've had to move things around in here yet again in terms of ornaments and and things. He's still quite into building blocks, like tower blocks, although at the moment I've had to confiscate most of his blocks because I need to wash them because there are so many of them. I need to give them a bath or put them in the dishwasher or something. So he quite likes that. He likes pushing and pulling toys as well. He will happily rearrange furniture in our living room. He's moved, we've got the computer desk down now. We're trying to configure the upstairs, kind of, it's not really going anywhere. But we brought the computer desk downstairs, so there's a chair there, so we'll happily try and pull the chair out and move it somewhere else. He's moved out the travel cot before. What else does he do? He moves the high chair around. He's got a little Thomas push toy with balls that kind of pop around in the train part of the toy. I'm so good at explaining things. It basically makes a noise when you push it, so he does that. Yeah. Otherwise, he just likes to play with everyday objects, especially clasps. He's obsessed. We always make a joke, well I do, like, what should we do today? It doesn't matter, does it? Because anywhere we go, we just want to play with the pushchair.
We took him to Formby Woods, and like it was gorgeous. He was like a little den made out of trees, and he was in there and playing for like 10 seconds, and then come out and go straight to the pram, and it's just wanting to clip the clips together. Again, we're in Sefton Park, beautiful, you know, nice, yeah, exactly, nice and crisp, and he had the world's biggest coat on, and all he wanted to do was play with the clips. Took him to see Thomas and Friends. Thomas is a big, like, actual steam engine of Thomas chugging into the platform. What's he want to do? Turn and play with the clips. That's it.
He also really likes putting his wellies on.
And other shoes
and
as well.
our shoes.
Yeah.
He went through a stage of loving my handbag as well. Like, pulling my handbag around. But if we're in Tesco's, and I'm pushing the trolley, he'll discover my bag, open it, find my purse and try to steal them. Try and steal my loyalty cards, money, coins, whatever. In terms of his social skills, we're still going out loads and loads. Tend to do something every single day if I can. And in terms of me, I now have mum friends. I'm so happy. It took me forever. I won't go into it, but if you know kind of what I was going through. Confidence just went absolutely down the toilet. But I actually reached out. It took a long time, but I reached out and I made some mummy friends. And I meet up, well, I say I meet up. I haven't met up with them in quite a while because Eric. But normally we meet up at least once a week, sometimes more. And it's just ace. It's brilliant. It's nice to know that I've got someone to talk to other than Eric. But it's not just for me. Obviously, Eric is such a sociable baby. He kind of always has been. I say it again, he is the clown. So he doesn't tend to have any kind of filter when it comes to going up to people. He will just like brush past other parents if we're at class and just hold on to them. Just, you know, oh, hello, how are you? Or, you know, try and steal other children's toys, food. But yeah, he's got little friends and it's just really nice. He's been to some birthday parties and...
He has a better social life than us, doesn't
he? Every single weekend over the summer it seemed like we were doing something.
Like a new party or whatever.
But yeah, you've got some...
I've made some dad friends as well. It's been ace.
So that's a big thing for us, I think. Right, I'm just going to have this on my lap for a minute, my notes, because I want to talk about his speech. Oh, God. This has been something for me that I found quite stressful, and I don't really want to go into it too much because it's nothing that needs to be worried about at all. It's just something that I didn't really know about. I've worked with children in the past. I've worked with children for quite a long time, and I know about their development from a certain age. This age is entirely new to me, so I expected him to start walking and then talk, and that was it. But it didn't happen like that.
No.
He walked early. Well, I know some babies walk earlier than he started, but he walked early. And I always thought, okay, walking, then talking. But really, I spoke to my health visitor about it because it's not something I want to talk about to family members or friends, because it's one of my own insecurities. So I didn't want anyone to think I was worrying about it, because I wasn't. It was me worrying about it. That doesn't make any sense. If you know, you know. But she kind of broke it down for me, and she said, babies learn like a pyramid kind of thing. So they have to learn one thing before they can learn something else. So Eric has learned to walk, but he's also incredibly dexterous. You see that when he's playing with toys. What else has he done? The pincer thing he's really good at. Yeah.
My example is, the toy we showed you before, where it's these things, so they're sat in it, and basically what he did before, like today, which I was amazed at, he picked it up with his hand, turned it, and then used his little finger to press the button, because he just wants to press the button and hold the toy at the same time. So it wasn't even like he picked it up and then just pushed it back in. He picked it up, tilt it, and then he had his finger out so he could push the button down. So he's using all his fingers independently, very, very dexterously, and he does that with a lot of things. He's really, and that's why he's so good with class.
What was I saying? Oh, I think it comes from his interest in how things work, the mechanics of things. I'm sure he's going to go out to be an engineer.
That'd be nice.
A professional footballer who is an engineer in his spare time. That's what I think. Anyway, I deviate. Babies learn, she said, in a kind of pyramid thing. So he's probably working on something else, and then everything else will follow. Because he does talk, I want to say this, he has said things. He has, and he babbles and he chatters a lot. But he will say something, and then you'll never hear him say it again.
No, he banks it.
So it was like when he started rolling. I saw him roll, right? Nobody else saw him roll. And I'd say, he can roll. He's rolling. He wouldn't roll, and it took for ages for somebody else to see it after I'd seen it. So I've made a list of words I've heard him say. I didn't know if he wanted to add to this.
I might add.
Because Ryan's heard different things. So he has said yogurt, car, mama, which he took forever to say, dada, gan, which we think means granny. We're not really sure. Grandad, he said that to both of our dads. Hiya, bye, thank you, milk, again, more, and dog.
And like it.
Oh, he said like it, yes.
Got that on video.
Oh, that was the cutest thing.
He has said good morning as well, I think. Because when I went to good morning, like, well, I can't do his voice, but, and what else? He understands a lot more when you say no and stuff, because I say no and he'll look at you and he'll stop, and then he'll wait until you're not looking again and go to do whatever it is, and you go no, and then he knows when I go to get up, he'll stop doing things as well.
I should have put yes on that list, because it was over the summer and I took him to a garden centre. It's called Lady Green.
Nice.
Kind of near us. And I have Classic FM in the car quite a lot, because it just helps me relax when I'm driving. I remember it was Verdi. I've no idea what the piece was called, but I remember it was Verdi because I actually asked Classic FM. So we're sitting in the car ready to leave the garden centre, and Verdi comes on because I turned the ignition on, and he's just clapping away. So I get the camera out because I like to send Ryan, when he's at work, a few videos. So I just thought I was going to get a video of him clapping. And I've got the camera on him, and I say, no, he said like it. And I go back to him, I say, like it? Like a question. He said, yeah. And then I said, can you clap? And he just sat there and clapped. And that's the most, it's not a sentence, but that's the most interaction in terms of speech I've had with, I don't know about you or anyone else.
Except for like dinner, you say more and again as well, like when you're playing with him.
Yeah, he will shake his head a lot when you talk to him. I don't know if he just can't nod his head, because he shakes his head at everything, even though it might mean yes.
He does, I think he does know it means no, because when it's like, when I put him up for bed, and I was saying before, like, the whole time I'm trying to read to him, he's just trying to scream me down. He's like that, no sleep, don't want it, so.
See what he looks like when he's on camera, but he's still got blonde hair and brown eyes. He still hasn't had a full haircut. It's personal choice, I don't care what anybody else says. He's got little ringlets at the back that are absolutely beautiful, and I don't want to cut his hair and they never come back, because he's older now, so I can't really call him my baby anymore. So that's the only kind of baby touch he's got to his appearance. I don't want to see it go. So yeah, just I'm dreading that day. It will come eventually, but hopefully not for a long time. So he's got blonde hair and brown eyes. He still goes to a childminder once a week, which is great for me because I get to do the housework. I get to do the housework, or I get to write a blog post, or see some friends occasionally if anybody's off, which is nice. Hello.
Hey.
Tell me what. Oh, shifty. What else did I put? Oh yes, tantrum wise, we said about him just sitting. Who's that there? Is that you? Hey, say hi. Hi. Oh, he developed this thing. So he doesn't fully communicate with us yet, but he will take your hand and lead you to what he wants. And he normally does it with me the most, which is quite annoying, because even though Ryan's here, he will just ask me to do things. So he started off by leading you to toys, and then it went on to leading us to the gate to let him out, and now he leads you to the fridge
If there's
when
something,
he's hungry.
if there's something he can't do as well, like say for instance he can work an iPad, but say like he pressed the wrong button or he wants you to fix it, he'll take it over to like, and he'll grab your finger and keep doing it to the iPad until you fix it for him or turn it on or whatever.
Yeah, we've got iPad we mainly use for him, so he knows how to work it. We're pretty much nearly done now. We took him on holiday in May. I booked us a little trip away to one of our favourite places, which we all really liked, except we learnt that we can't really stay in bed and breakfast with him because he didn't sleep for most of our stay. We're going away this coming weekend to Blackpool with some of our friends to see the Illuminations, which will be nice. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'll talk about me a little bit as well because it's been a while. In terms of me 18 months post baby, I started trying to lose the weight in January, and now I've lost about a stone. I find it really difficult to lose the weight, so I've lost about a stone and I'm really trying. I only want to lose about 10 more pounds, which is the most frustrating thing because it's just not happening. Ryan is doing exceptionally well. We're kind of on this journey together. So Ryan's lost 3 stone.
Well, 3 stone, £5.
3 stone, £5. I've lost 1 stone, so we've lost a combined weight of 4 stone-ish something. Yeah, and my mental health is a lot better. This week hasn't been the greatest, but that's because I'm sleep deprived, and Eric has basically been screaming at me for the past 5 days. But that's something I know how to manage more now, so that's fine. Overall, I think we're smashing it. I think we're doing a really good job. I know it sounds...
He's alive!
He's
so
alive.
we must be doing a good job. He's the right weight and all. Yeah, you can play with that.
Oh yeah, we tried to weigh him, that's something, because they don't weigh babies after a year, so I was curious. I think he was about £27.
That's like 2 stone.
I don't know, what was he then?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, is that right? Oh, okay, I thought you were telling me it was wrong. So he's about £27, I think. I've no idea what height he is, because again, they stopped measuring.
Off the floor.
Yeah, I think that's it.
That's it? Yeah, that's the
We
update.
timed that really well, didn't we? Hey? Right, with that, I think it's our time to leave. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you made it to the end, give yourself a pat on the back, because this is probably going to be about 2 hours long. If you enjoyed watching it, please give it a big thumbs up, and if you have any other video suggestions of things you'd like to see, let us know in the comments, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.